Hi everybody, this is Miriam Buhr from miriambuhr.com, and I want to talk to you about the secret of the money player. How is it that these people get to be who they are? And can we end up being that person? And I say yes. I say yes. There's one thing that I'm going to discuss, and that is the idea that when looking at a crisis is a situation where it can make or break you. Now, there may be different situations, or rather different people in the same situation, and they, depending on their perspective, they may think of it as a crisis, while another person may think of it as a great opportunity. And I'm a teacher, and when I teach, I sometimes have students who do very well in the classroom setting, and they just kind of they shine during the classroom situation, but when it comes down to an exam, they just kind of fall to pieces. Whereas I also have other students that don't do very well during group activities, don't do very well in a group setting or in a classroom setting, but when it comes down to a test, they again flourish. The same goes for a business. A salesperson or a person marketing may do very well in a situation. You put somebody in front of them and they're just, they just instantly connect with that person. Whereas there are other people that they just kind of clam up and they just get all scared and they don't know what to say, what to do. So the situation kind of varies for that person. So if you do well in a situation, what tends to happen is that you tend to use your wisdom and your knowledge kind of just surfaces to the top. Now, if you don't do well in a crisis, what tends to happen is that situation robs you of whatever skill you have, whatever knowledge that you have, whatever confidence that you have. It kind of takes it away from you. And there are these people, the so-called money player. It could be in business, it could be in a classroom setting, it could be in any social situation. You put them in that spot, and they're time and time again, they make things happen. And they do this in a sometimes unconscious and sometimes conscious way. And the difference between all these people is not that they have, like I said, a specific quality that makes them who they are. It's just that they know they did something and they learn how to act in a crisis. And that's key. Learning how to act in a crisis. And I want to read something to you. In order to perform well in a crisis, what you need to do is you need to practice in a non-crisis situation. Okay? So what you're doing is you are honing your skills in a condition where you are not taking, your emotions are not taking over you. It's almost like when you were in school and they did the fire drills. The whole idea was they wanted to place you in the situation when you were calm, so that when it came down to a real fire drill or a fire, then you would instinctively go into that mode of just acting and learning how to act in that crisis. So you would know where to go, where to lead. And if you were a leader and you were leading people out of a building, you knew what to do without letting your emotions take over. And that's what a true money player does. They have learned how to act in a crisis situation, and they typically stand out. And you can do the same thing. Players do it. They practice and practice and practice in situations where there's no pressure. So when they do get into a situation where there's pressure, they have no other they end up doing what they practice all along. So that is the secret, or one of the secrets of being the money player. You practice in situations where there's no pressure. You're practicing all the time. So when it comes to a business person, you practice talking to people, talking to everybody that you meet. And you feel so comfortable with yourself that you don't even think about that you're prospecting. You're just being you. And it's just so natural. And people, they really are attracted to that. And they're just going to come towards you because there's no question that you're not going after them. You're just being yourself, and that attracts people more than being in a crisis where your skills are being robbed. So this video talks about that whole idea of using the notion of practice during situations where there are no pressure, so that when you are caught up in that situation where there is pressure, that you are able to shine. I hope this helped and it gave you a new way of looking at things and using it. I am Miriam Buhr, and you can head over to my site, miriambuhr.com, for more information about news, training, and articles that I have written. So I will check you out later. Bye.